Welcome back, guys. I'm the Executioner, and today we're taking a look at a video by Barracroft. And this video is called In the Life of a Virtuous...
I am a pedophile. I'm not a monster. I have the traction, but I don't act on it.
Okay, I am going to put this in simple terms everybody can understand. That is bullshit. If you actively seek out and want to have sex with a child, you are a monster. Even if you don't and you still have the attraction, you are still a monster. And guess what? The only sane thing one can do in that situation is to get chemically castrated so they can never harm a child.
I am Todd Nickerson. I'm a non-offending pedophile. I have never ever sexually abused a child.
I have one question. How can we believe you've never sexually abused a child? We don't really know you, so guess what? From our perspective, when you say that, we have to believe that you have, because guess what? We don't know what you've done in the past, so automatically we're like, maybe he has sexually abused a child because he's denying that he has. So really, we really have to distrust you at this point because, I don't know, you're a freaking pedophile. Really, pedophiles aren't known for being that trustworthy.
I never will. I do not look at child porn. I never will. I obey the laws. I respect the laws. I respect society's position on this. I understand it.
If you respected society's position on pedophilia, you wouldn't be out here advocating for pedophilia or respecting pedophiles right here. You wouldn't. So guess what? You're full of fucking shit. I can see the shit leaking from your freaking eyeballs.
And agree with it. I am part of one of the most hated groups of society. No question about it.
There's a good reason why pedophiles are discriminated, because guess what? They're freaking monsters who kinda deserve to get discriminated because they like to discriminate against children by fantasizing and taking action and having sex with children. So I think it's good that we discriminate against pedophiles. Maybe you should take the option of castrating yourself. Maybe that would be a good thing.
We are the scapegoats du jour. If you look at history, there's always one minority that seems to be the one that everybody kind of persecutes, and I think we're it. I'm campaigning for better treatment of people like me. We're non-offending pedophiles.
Even if you're a quote-unquote non-offending pedophile, what's to stop you from becoming a offending pedophile? I mean, you have all the urges. What's to stop you one day from going off the edge and hurting a child? I mean, what's to stop you? Maybe it's a good thing we have all these rules and regulations so pedophiles like you don't go out and hurt children. I mean, it's more important to protect the child than you, a sick pedophile.
Not all pedophiles are child molesters, and not all child molesters are pedophiles.
How the hell does that work? Obviously, a child molester is a freaking pedophile. If the child molester did not molest the child, then he wouldn't be a freaking pedophile, you idiot! Do you realize how stupid you're sounding right here? If a child molester molests a child, then that child molester is a pedophile. He was obviously attracted to a child. Are you freaking dumb right here? Are you a freaking dunce? Did you fail your high school? Because I guess you did. Because you would obviously know by simple logic and deduction that if a child molester molests a child, then they are in turn a pedophile. You freaking dumbass.
Pedophile is, strictly speaking, is just somebody who has the sexual attraction to children. They may act on it, they may not. Pedophiles come from all walks of life. We come from all sorts of economic backgrounds, different occupations, and we look like everybody else.
Yes, and that is the scary part, because you look like an average person, someone that can blend into the crowd. That's why it's scary, because we have to worry about our nieces, our nephews, our daughters, our sons. We have to keep an eye on them 24/7, so sick fucks like you won't come into contact with them, because we're afraid for our children's lives.
There are a lot of teachers and people that, you know, who do work with kids, but I think most of us just hold regular jobs.
How would you say you manage to control your sexual urges?
A lot of people think that if you're attracted to kids that you have some kind of like unusual degree of urge to go out and, you know, attack kids, and it's not like that.
Any degree of attraction to children is abnormal in itself, you fucktard.
Most people, you know, when they see somebody that they're attracted to, do they automatically think, oh, I want to jump on them and have sex with them? So it's the same with us. It's just, you know, we just happen to be attracted to kids.
No, it is not the same, you idiot. Guess what? One is normal. One is normal that you like people that are the same age as you, be it over 18 or the same age. Let's say if somebody is 17 and they like another 17-year-old, that's okay. If it's past that, that's pretty okay as well, as long as they're only 2 years above your age. But liking people who are below your age, be it 2 years, that is normal a little bit. But if it's like a 18-year-old who likes an 8-year-old, that is very fucked up and abnormal. That's why we call them pedophiles, you fucking idiot. So guess what? It is normal to like people who are the same age or above your age. But if you like people below your age at a substantial age difference, then guess what? That is very abnormal, you idiots.
And then goes up into early 20s, late teens, early 20s, and it kind of peaks at about like 9, 10 years old.
The messed up part about this right here is the music. The music is all sad and somber and shit, and the music is trying to make people feel a connection to this guy. I don't know about you, but I feel no connection to this guy. He's a fucking monster that really needs to be shunned from society. Barracraft, who actually made this video, Barracroft, should not be giving this guy a fucking platform because what he's trying to say on his platform is fucked up. He is literally advocating for pedophilia, which is fucking wrong. This guy should not have a platform. Period.
I'm a political activist for Virtuous Pedophiles, which is a forum that I belong to. I'm out, you know, talking to the media and things, and basically making the case for VerPed.
Wow, unfucking believable. They came up with this new term called VerPed, which is really, the term is shortened for virtuous pedophiles, but what the fuck? Why can't they just be called pedophiles? There's nothing virtuous about being a pedophile. Like, seriously, they're fucking monsters. Why would you try to attach the word virtuous to a monster? Like, seriously, this is dumb as shit. And you know why they're trying to come up with these new edgy buzz terms? Because they're trying to get the mainstream media to pick up on it and try to make it a new thing and try to make people accept it, when in all reality it's a slippery fucking slope. Next, they'll probably try to come up with a new term for pedophiles for people to accept them. But I'm sorry, but no fucking sane and rational society would ever accept pedophilia. Like, seriously, and even if the mainstream fucking media tries to push that narrative, sane people like us will say, no, that's fucking bullshit, and nobody's going to support you and what you stand for. You're fucking monsters and nobody's going to support you. Period.
The forum is devoted to helping pedophiles who do not want to offend. There are approximately a few thousand members. We have people who do feel guilty, deal with shame, and we try to help them get past that because you know, they didn't choose their sexuality, you know, as long as they're not acting on it and they're devoted to doing the right thing. You know, our philosophy is there's no reason to feel guilty for that.
No, there is a reason to feel guilty. I don't know. You're attracted to freaking children. That's a good enough reason to feel freaking guilty. Honestly, these guys are freaking stupid as hell. They're trying to justify their mental illness, when in all reality, guess what? You can't justify a mental illness like that. What it really is a freaking sickness, and what really pisses me off here is that he's comparing pedophilia to a sexuality. He literally said that pedophilia is a sexuality. No, it's not a sexuality. It's a freaking mental illness that needs to be treated with psychiatric care immediately. What I recommend is a good old chemical castration and a good old psychiatrist. That's what I recommend, sir.
We can talk about books or movies or music or whatever, you know. Just basically, it's just a hangout spot, kind of an all-purpose forum for non-offending pedophiles.
Okay, it doesn't matter how many times you say that word, you're still a fucking pedophile. And to me, you're still a sick fuck, so guess what? You can go fuck yourself.
My goals are to educate the public.
Okay, I'm just going to replace the word educate with the word brainwash here, because that's what he's doing. He's trying to brainwash everybody into believing, oh, pedophilia is okay, when society knows it's a fucked up thing and we should never condone it. But what this fucktard is trying to do is trying to normalize it and come up with these edgy terms like verped and trying to normalize the shit, when really this guy should not be given a platform, as I said before, and he should not be given a platform. What this guy is doing is trying to brainwash the public into believing something when that belief is fucked up in all of its entirety. So I have no words for this, honestly.
What age groups are you attracted to?
I would say it probably starts about 4 years old.
Did you just hear this sick fuck? He said it started at 4 years old, meaning that he's attracted to 4-year-olds, defenseless toddlers. That is fucked up right there. He deserves to be in prison right now so he cannot harm children. That is the only safety precaution that I see available for him. Guess what? He deserves to be locked up for his own freaking good and the good for society. He does not deserve to be a free man.
And also to bring people who are struggling with this attraction to our forum so that we can help them, you know, provide a circle of support for them. There's not a lot of people that are out and doing what I do. There's just a handful of us doing it.
What was your reaction when you first decided to show your face on the internet, so to speak?
What was the reaction from the public, or?
Yeah.
Well, I got a pretty public backlash.
No shit, Sherlock. Guess what? I think if somebody came out as a pedophile online, I think there's gonna be a tiny bit of backlash, don't you think? Can you put 2 and 2 together here?
But by the same token, I actually got a lot of support privately. I got hundreds and hundreds of emails from people who were very supportive. A lot of them were people who were survivors of abuse.
Wow, I'm gonna call bullshit on that one, because I don't think a survivor of abuse in their right mind would ever comment on one of your videos saying, oh yeah, you're doing a great job. No, I think they would probably say, what the fuck, and probably move on, or probably write an angry letter towards you, and I think that would be the sane response to do right there. Write an angry letter or comment and move on. That's what I think they would do. Not, oh my gosh, you're doing a good thing. Nah, I think they would probably yell at you, honestly.
Are you worried about your own personal safety in putting yourself in the public eye?
You know, I used to be worried about my safety, and I do take some precautions. I carry this pocket knife with me just in case I ever get attacked.
Yeah, pocket knife's gonna do real good when a group of people are attacking you. I mean, like, seriously, I think they would probably kick that pocket knife out of your hand and probably rip that prosthetic arm off and start beating you over the head with it. Like, seriously, you really think a pocket knife's gonna deter a whole group of people from beating you up? Now, I'm not encouraging violence whatsoever. I really think violence isn't the answer, but I think realistically, if he was being attacked, they would probably beat him with his own prosthetic arm. Just saying.
It's never happened, but, you know, I've got it if I need it. It's a spring blade. There might be some crazy out there who decides to attack me. Plus I have this, so, you know, that tends to deter most people. I was born without my right hand. It just didn't grow properly. I have to wear this. Slips right back on. Just like that.
I don't really care you're a freaking pedophile, you're still a monster. I don't care if you're missing an arm, you're still a freaking monster. I have no sympathy towards you whatsoever, even if you're missing an arm.
There was one event that basically hammered it home for me. I call it my eureka moment. It was the moment I realized I'm interested in these younger girls. I was 13, and a neighbor had come over to visit. He had brought his little daughter with him. She was probably about 7 or 8 years old. I was sitting in the living room drawing, and I just remember looking up and just being blown away by how beautiful I thought she was.
Yep, I knew it, he's a sick fuck, alright, so guess what? If it's your niece or relative or whatever and you say, oh, she looks pretty or whatever, not in a romantic way, just in a friendly context, you know, as a compliment to either the father or the mother, then definitely that is okay. But this sick fuck right here just crossed the line and said that that girl was beautiful. And I don't think he's saying it in a way where it's the manner I just said right there. I think he's saying it in a manner of romantic attractiveness, which is fucked up because he's a freaking pedophile. So, guess what? I think this guy should be locked up in fucking jail for the rest of the good for society, because I think he's a dangerous person that honestly shouldn't be allowed in society.
Initially, I repressed the feelings, you know, especially in my teen years. Because I was a regular at a church, I had asked God to take it away, and you know, I kind of felt like He had. And as I started aging and realized that the age of the girls I was attracted to were staying the same, that's kind of when I realized, you know, this was going to be a problem. I went out with a girl when I was 20 years old, so she was 26. She was very petite, so she was my type physically, or I thought, you know, at the time. At this time, I still wasn't really that attracted to adults, but I thought, well, maybe I can make this work, you know. We dated for about 3 weeks. I kept putting sex off. Finally, I gave in. We tried it. It just didn't work. I went on a couple of dates after that with a couple of girls, but you know, it never really got past that first date stage, and it just, my heart wasn't in it. For all intents and purposes, I am a virgin. You know, I've never had full-blown sexual intercourse. It just hasn't happened.
You had suffered abuse
Yeah.
as a child. Can you tell us about that?
I came over to visit my grandmother. There was a guy that they didn't really know him that well. He was an acquaintance. And she asked me if I would take him outside to show my grandpa's garden. He went out to the side of the garden and sat down on the ground and patted the ground, indicating he wanted me to sit by him. And so I did, and then he just basically touched me.
I don't give a fuck if you were sexually abused as a child. That does not give you the right to be attracted to children or sexually abuse children if you have. Guess what? You're still a sick fuck and a monster, and I don't believe your stop story whatsoever.
So it was a one-time event. I wouldn't say that it was the only thing that led to my sexuality. I would say there was probably a lot of other things that led me in that direction. But yeah, I think it was probably a contributing factor. You know, I am a pretty reclusive person by nature. So I don't interact with the public that much anyway. You know, I don't go out of my way to be around children. If they're around me, then they're around me.
No, you're a freaking pedophile, and if you are a pedophile, which you are, then you should take every avenue to avoid children. And guess what? If a child is around you, then run for the fucking hills. Because guess what? You should not be around children, period.
You know, it happens. You can't completely cut yourself off. My niece, then my friend's daughter did that one, a friend's daughter did that one, and then a friend's daughter did that one.
And they're okay with that?
Yeah.
They're fine?
Yeah, because they know I am no danger to them. You know, I'm probably safer with me than they are with, like, you know, a lot of non-pedophiles.
No child would ever be safe with you, because guess what? Even if you claim to be a non-offending pedophile, guess what? What's to stop you from acting on that urge one day? Like, seriously, any person who would let their kid near this guy is a freaking moron. Like, seriously, no one deserves to be a parent if they allow their kids around pedophiles.
I have a pretty healthy imagination. I think it helps me to process my sexuality in healthy ways that don't involve any real children. A lot of my fantasies actually revolve around kids who are more powerful than I am. Is this idea of super-powered kids, who are able to consent, because they're just super smart, or they could just crush me, if I hurt them. My family recognizes that I'm doing something important, that I'm kind of a pioneer, that I'm out here doing something that really needs to be done, and raising awareness and letting people know what people like me deal with and what we struggle with. I'm happier every day, and I feel like I have a purpose now. I am neither proud nor ashamed of being a pedophile. At this point, I just accept it. It's who I am.
Well, that was one of the worst videos I have ever reacted to. Now, I hope you guys liked the channel, liked the video. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And I gotta go. Bye, guys. Hope you guys have an awesome week.